Welcome everyone, Dylan Gemelli here today with a brand new video for you. So today I want to do a comparison of Dbol, Dianabol, and Tbol, Turinabol. But before we get into that, I have to reiterate that I am not a doctor. Anything I say in these videos is for your entertainment purposes only. What you do with this information is completely and utterly up to you, and I am not advising nor condoning you to use any of the things that we discuss whatsoever. So, let's talk about a comparison of Dbol to Tbol. So, Dbol is going to be mainly used for bulking and is known as one of the best bulking steroids out there today. Tbol, on the other hand, is going to be used more for recomposition, /cutting. It can be thrown into a bulking environment, but as we know with some things, they are more suitable for certain instances. Now, you can accommodate your diet and tweak it to bulk with basically anything if you want to. Obviously, there are things that are going to put on a lot more size than others. Tbol falls right in that middle area where it's really solid for recomp because you can get good size, but not really what I would define as bulking size where you're looking at upward of 10 pounds or more. But Tbol can definitely get you close to that 10-pound mark. But you have to realize that it's definitely not on par with Dbol in terms of bulking. So let's take a look at the pros that some people would think of Dbol. Extreme amounts of strength, extreme amounts of size, okay? Two of the main things that go along with Dbol. Tbol, though, however, you're going to have less side effects, okay? Because as we know with Dbol, water retention, because of the high amounts of estrogen conversion, are going to be present. So a lot of the bulking size that you do gain with Dbol, I'm not saying all of it, but a lot of it is going to be, basically water retention and water size. You will gain more than just that with Dbol, though don't be confused and act as though I do see some people going, well, it's all water. Well, it's not all water, okay? But you have to understand that running Dbol, you're going to sacrifice some of the things that you gain. So you're going to have like instant gratification, but not long-term gratification. And for some people, it's like at what cost? Because some people do develop gynecomastia issues or other estrogen-related issues, where with Tbol, you're not going to have any of that problem. You're going to stay quite dry. A lot of people will call Tbol, Dbol's baby brother. And I can see that in a sense because it doesn't do the profound amount of size, but you will get a lot of strength. You will definitely get size, and you will have less side effects. Both are toxic oral steroids, but it seems to me that more people report far worse with Dbol. Let's eliminate the estrogen, though. Let's talk about the excruciating back pumps. You hear far more with Dbol than you do with Tbol. A lot more acne issues that I see with Dbol than Tbol. More hair loss issues that I see with Dbol than Tbol. You're going to find that when you see side effects with any oral steroid, they're going to come down to liver, cholesterol, blood pressure, kidneys. But you're going to see that it's far worse with Dbol, especially blood pressure, because anytime you're increasing estrogen, you're going to have higher blood pressure on top of the already, toxic environment that you're in with oral steroids, where you're already going to see an increase in blood pressure. So it's basically twofold with Dbol as opposed to Tbol that's not having that estrogen conversion. So when we're looking at side effects, you're definitely going to see far more with Dbol than you will with Tbol. Both are suppressive. I'm not going to sit here and go, well, one's so much more suppressive than the other. Look, they're suppressive. They're steroids. Okay? They're both going to suppress you. They both need a post-cycle therapy. And in my view, both should be ran with testosterone. I am not an advocate nor an advisor of oral-only cycles. Everybody knows that. People ask me, well, and please don't do this. Don't be one of those people. Well, I know that you don't recommend oral-only cycles, but how do I run this? Look, if I don't recommend it, I'm not going to advise it. I'm not going to teach you how to do it because it's not something I recommend. Okay? That's not me being a jerk. That's me not going against my beliefs or doing something that I specifically told you not to do. That would make me a hypocrite. That would give me no credibility. I don't advise things I don't believe in, and that happens to be one of them. So if we're looking in regards to which one is better, well, which one is better for you? Are you a person that has a conversion to estrogen problem? You're more estrogen prone? Because if you are, Dbol is not exactly the best scenario for you. Are you looking to bulk, at an extreme rate? Well, you're going to want Dbol. Are you looking to keep your side effects lower? Well, clearly you're going to want Tbol. Are you looking for a good strength gain? Well, you can get strength gain with both. Now, D-bol is going to give you more, but don't underestimate the strength that T-bol can provide you, because it can provide you a lot of strength. A lot. Now, let's talk about dosing and how long to run then. With D-bol, I never recommend exceeding 4 weeks. I just don't. There's no need, and it just becomes more problematic. However, with T-bol, I always say 6 weeks is completely fine. Dosing wise, I never recommend going over 30 milligrams of D-bol. Look, D-bol is stronger. It's not a competition. Everybody knows it. Okay, it's common sense, really. With T-bol, you can go 60 milligrams for 6 weeks, although some people like to stay at 40 milligrams. You can have an increase in toxicity problems going up to 60 milligrams. However, most people tolerate it pretty well. With D-bol, you start getting in that 40, 50 milligram range, and then I get people emailing, and I see people posting on forums about, well, why am I having all these side effects? Well, because you're running it too high. You're going to have the side effects regardless, but the higher you go doesn't always mean the better. In fact, it oftentimes means more problems. So keep that in mind, that more is not always better and more is not always necessary. 30 milligrams of D-bol 4 weeks will blow you up. Okay? It will blow you up in terms of size. With T-bol, that 40 to 60 milligram range, you're going to get some good size. But don't expect 15 to 20 pounds of size. Expect more along the lines of maybe 5 to 10. But it's going to be a lot cleaner, a lot drier, with no water retention. So it's really your call on what you prefer. If you're looking for a recomp or more for a cut, you're going to want T-bol. If you're looking to bulk, you're going to want D-bol. Look, D-bol's not going to... You can cut with any steroid you want, but it's obviously not optimal to attempt to cut with D-bol. All right? With T-bol, it's far more optimal. So, there you go. D-bol's got more side effects. D-bol's more is going to be a lot stronger. So, it really comes down to what you want, what you prefer, and how well that you are tolerating certain side effects and things of concern. So that's D-bol versus T-bol. I hope that covered it for you. If you've got any other questions, you can email me, Dylan@icearms.com. I'm also at www.icearms.com/forums and the Evolutionary Forum, as well as the Elite Fitness Forum. And keep in tune, because I'm going to be talking about a new podcast that I have coming out soon that's going to be uploaded onto YouTube as well as elitefitness.com. So be on the lookout for that as well, because that's coming real soon. And please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. That being said, stay tuned for plenty more to come. Dylan Gemelli signing off.